There they go. Racers should be on their way.
You've got the depth of Orison just off to the left of you, so it's fast-paced. The overtaking's difficult. We see the lead change constantly. I love this track. I think it's a really good one. It's exciting. It's fast. It's dangerous. We see a lot of crazy smashes. One of them makes one mistake, the other one's going to take his.
It's still a tight race, man. It's still anybody's race.
We just had an overtake. Was that just attacking overtaking? Oh!
No!
Oh, jeez, man.
Neojet, man. That's a deep fall. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh no, he's tried to catch up and he's gone. He's lost him.
Oh no, straight off. There goes one of the racers. People were just flying up the platform. As I mentioned, follow to your doom. That's exactly what happened. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The runner-up finals is underway. He has been one of the smoothest racers so far. He's been really pushing that SCV.
Those little light posts are so tricky.
This SCV is not slow, man. This is one of the fastest cores that you can even put an SCV on, and it's just showing right now that any mistake can really put your vehicle out of play. These are these corners that are just very scary overall. Oh no, he's flipping out. Is he going over? Do not go over. Stay on it. He's out. Down to the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, ejected you go. That SCV is gone. The finals is up here next. Racing at this high level is what's causing the issues, man. It is not easy to keep not only 10 laps, but 20 laps. Keeping it at a high level here. That is what's happening, man. It just gets to your game. It's mind games right now. Your mental game needs to be strong. Team Delta Dietis put their mark on the map and gain first place. He needs to concentrate as much as he can. Punch Buggy right there. Herbie in second place. And Team Blackhawks right behind, man.
He's still stuck on that tree. He exploded. Yeah, you never want to go out that way.
Oh, no. Take over. That was that light post playing in his favor. He read into that light post, man. This is the action here that we want today. There he goes. Congrats, Space Tech.
Space Tech's taking this one. Well done, Space Tech and Delta Dietis Racing. Well done.
Congrats. Seriously, that was absolutely incredible to watch, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the System 7 presented by Game Glass. I'm your host, Crucian Gaming, and I'm here back with Croncy. Croncy, how you feeling, man? Welcome back.
Yeah, feeling a lot better. Wasn't feeling super great a couple weeks ago, but it did give me the opportunity to become a viewer once again for the first time in a while. So it was nice to not have to commentate what was an amazing race last time. So feels good to be back behind. Well, I am behind a behind.
No, I got you, man. Well, hey, it's a pleasure to have you back. Sorry you had to go through that whole scenario. I know you ended up, being sick and, the family as well, the wife. So glad to see you guys are doing so much better now. But before we jump into Cloud Chasers, which was an incredible race, let's jump in and talk about a little bit about Invictus launch week. How has it been for you?
What have you loved so far? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, look, I definitely think in Invictus this year was one for the races, for sure. You know, we saw the Mariah Fury, which already is making some waves in the flying racing community. We saw the RSI Lynx, so we get to see a little bit more, let's say, fancy sportsmanship at the Daymar Rally next year, which will be awesome. And
I know.
I'm really impressed race-wise, honestly, for the new Tumbril Storm. It sounds like it's going to be a really fast vehicle. Sounds like it has a lot of capabilities that we might be looking for, you know, some future S7 races.
Yeah, I totally agree with with those points. The Tumbril Storm really looks interesting to me because of the fact that it looks different. It looks like it's going to have some speed. It's going to be able to do some damage outside of the other slower vehicles that other ground vehicles that are more for military, but I'm looking forward to that. But the RSI Lynx, man, I'm going to talk about that a little bit because, wow, the video that CIG put out was absolutely incredible. It showed, glimpses of pyro. It showed glimpses of places that we haven't even seen in the game yet. So it was a beautiful, well done video. But overall, the vehicle is absolutely incredible. It runs smooth. It looks great. It definitely does well giving off that RSI luxury vibe. So I got to give him props for that RSI Lynx, Croncy.
Yeah, 100%. There's some really cool nuanced stuff about it. Like, we get to now race with a bottle of champagne in the back. You know, what's not to love about that? Maybe we have a little bit of a drink stop halfway through. So overall, it's been a pretty good event for the most part. And yeah, I've made sure I've been picking up myself some skins as well, because there's been the skins this year have been on point.
Yep. Well, last thing here, I mean, the Mariah Fury, of course, big impact. One of the things that, we have talked about in the background is because, the Mariah Fury doesn't have a quantum drive. This year for the fight or flight, everybody's asking, hey, are you guys putting the Mariah Fury in? But hey, if you can't quantum drive to the pools where we're going to have the tournaments, it's going to be a little bit tough because we need to keep, fight or flight moving. So we're going to keep doing our work in testing out the Mariah Fury, but I know that it's great for racing. We're probably going to see it as a camera ship today. So definitely looking forward to see how much the Mariah Fury develops within the community. So, overall, I think it's been a great Invictus launch week. It's outside of Invictus launch week, you have, IAE, which is coming up towards the end of the year. So I think overall, Invictus launch week has really given us some great surprises. And I've been pretty happy with it so far, Croncy.
Yeah, 100%. It's nice also to be able to go back to R-Corp. I first pledged to Star Citizen when we had IAE at R-Corp in 2019. So there's something nice about that. Being able to go back there and relive those memories is kind of cool. And yeah, just being able to rent a bunch of vehicles that you normally don't get to try has been nice as well, especially with 319.
Well, let's jump right into System 7. So far, the season has been... I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had some challenges this season with the servers. We've had some, challenges with a lot of different things. We, for the first time in Atmo Esports history, we had to, either delay or cancel a race to move it over to, that change the schedule for the System 7. But, last race, we had Cloud Chasers. We had a little bit of desync issues, but what a race, Croncy. That race absolutely took by storm. The runner-up finals and the finals were by far some of the hypest racing that we've had since the beginning with the Snake Pit. But let's take a look at the current leaderboard and kind of go over a little bit about what we saw in Cloud Chasers and, the changes that we're going to be making to race number 5 here because of, there's just so much going on, Croncy, right? Now, to kick this off, Croncy, we didn't do the BTR track. Unfortunately, we're not doing the BTR track because of the fact that, the GreyCat PTV, it's still, the wheels are still falling off. Things are just very complicated with the, with the GreyCat. So we're going to be heading over to a OG race is what we call. We did this back in System 7, Season 1 and Season 2, where we're going to be doing a figure 8, going around some caterpillars and 890 jumps with the STV. So we're going to bring back the STV because the STV is not as, the wheels won't fall off, it won't explode. So I think it's going to be an interesting race overall, Croncy. But tell me your thoughts about Cloud Chasers because you said you were viewing Tell me your thoughts about it and how you feel about the results so far on the leaderboard, Crunchy.
Yeah, so what an absolutely action-packed couple of rounds we had there, especially the finals. We had all of these instances of, people just trying to inch out every single meter that they can if they were towards the back, and because of it, we also saw some risky plays as well. It was really, really enjoyable to watch, and we had some absolutely fantastic results. We saw Delta Dietis Racing pick up first place last week, but I think the biggest story from last week is Herbie and Team Punch Buggy have now solidified a top 3 position. They are guaranteed podium for the end of the tournament. So they are locked in. That's really, really well done to them. And so now it's about what else is going to happen. We have some competitors that are going to put them to the test. We've got Blackhawks, Amarok's Fang, Delta, Nomis, Leviathan far out. With some solid first place positions, we could see them overtake Herbie and Punch Buggy, or at least get themselves onto that top 3. We are in the last 3 races of the entire competition, and now it comes down to it, right? We really, really need to solidify those points. So I'm excited to see what we can pull up here. Obviously as well, from some of the people in the bottom 8, there is still a top 3 contention, but we're going to need to see some really good performances, and we have the best competitors to see those performances. I would not discount any of these teams at the moment.
Yeah, let's go to the 2-caster screen here, but I mean, so far you haven't disappointed there, Croncy, because Punch Buggy, like you said, probably solidified that top 3, but that doesn't give him that top 3, right? You can see Blackhawks, who's been really competitive, all the way from Italy, super competitive, and can easily come out. If he wins 2 races back-to-back and Punch Buggy doesn't do well and hits that 15, 14, 10th place spot, that could really put him in a big mess, dropping him down to that 2nd or 3rd place spot. So he needs to stay composed. Herbie needs to stay, locked in if he really wants to be able to win this season of System 7. He's been smart because he understands how the game is, has been going through his transitions with new patches and Pez. So he's like, you know what? I know people are going to try to go and race as hard as they can. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to play it smart. I'm going to put points on the board, and I'm going to continue, gaining that lead. So very good job by Punch Buggy, but Cloud Chasers was absolute mayhem. Seeing Delta Dietis, come all the way from 10th place all the way up to about 4th place. So, I mean, I think anybody between 1 and 8 right now has a very good chance to still hit that top 3 spot, getting on that podium and getting themselves some incredible prizes here in this season of System 7. So, I mean, it's going to be an absolute dogfight race today. But let's take a look at the course map for today, Croncy, because, like I said, we did change from the BTR course to this, one that we've done in the past, but just changing it, with the STV. So, Croncy, you've probably raced in this one before, so tell us a little bit about the dynamics that we're going to find out from going from a Nox to a ground vehicle, and how this map is set up.
Yeah, so exactly like you said, we have run this previously in the last 2 S7s in the Nox. It's been a very, very interesting race. We still used it in this format. We still had the heat format, and there was a lot of nuance in about when are you crossing past the 890 jump, because it really does matter that you are not colliding with your opponents. On the Nox, it can also be incredibly more dangerous because you are at much faster speeds. So I actually think it's going to be a little bit better with the STVs that we're going to be using today, because you get a little bit more decision time about whether or not you are going to cross the 890 or attempt to overtake your other competitors, as well as hopefully we'll see a few less collisions, although the STV can handle a few, as long as you're not, full speed head-to-head, we actually might see a couple of collisions that are just, you lose a little bit of time, not lose your entire ship. The really cool thing about this as well is these caterpillars and the fact that we're on the ice. You will see a little bit of drift with the STVs if they really are full sending it around those edges, and that's where we're probably going to see the majority of the takes, of the overtakes. So should be a lot of fun. I think it's honestly a bit of an improvement over the Nox version of the race. So I'm really hoping to see some solid performances.
Yeah, so one thing that we did change here, because usually, Croncy, when you are racing in this course with the Nox, we drop the 890 elevator down, and they have to go through the elevator to make sure that they, those laps count. So this time around, we're going to use the new RSI Lynx Rover, and we're going to put it, put a few of them in the middle, and they're going to have to go through those luxury vehicles in order to count as a lap. So, something to take turn is that the SCV is fast, but what I like about this course is that it's going to leave a lot of, openings for people to, get past, because if you take a too much of a wide turn, people can come in from the inside, be able to pass you, be able to get you, and just, take that lead from you. So again, we're going into heat races. The way heat races work is we're going to have 4 different groups heats. First and second place from those heats are going to be able to move on to runner-up finals and then the finals of the course. So depending on where they land, they're going to end up to land those heavy points that they want throughout this System 7 league. So first place, obviously, getting that 25 points. Second place with 18. Third place with 12, and so on and so forth. So I love the heat races, Croncy, because you won that top 2 spot. I think it because anything could happen at this point, right? Like if Herbie doesn't land a top 2 spot in his group race, then it's unfortunately, it drops him down to only gain 1 point, which could have the other, second, third, fourth placers to catch up. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I was in those positions, honestly, even if I was in the position of, let's say, Black Hawks with Ludox has been having an absolutely fantastic season, or Amarok's Fang, I would actually be taking it a little bit slow. I'm